Some investors bet LeBron would sign with the New York Knicks. They did so by buying shares of Madison Square Garden. John Erlichman has more on what this means for MSG's stock. And John, you can already tell by the trading in that stock yesterday, right?
A wild couple of days for sure. Well, what the Knicks or the Bulls or the Cavaliers you were just talking about won't have the opportunity to do is shower this guy with riches. Let's just do the expenses versus the revenue for Madison Square Garden. All these teams have salary caps. New York Knicks, no exception. They had about $19 million for the salary for LeBron next year. Compare that to what the revenue potential could have been, and you start to understand why people were excited about that possibility of LeBron coming into New York. Some of the highlights: ticket prices, they would have gone up. Hot dogs, all those kinds of sales at the games, higher. An NBA championship, if they could get there, some say just going a few rounds in the playoffs means millions of dollars, potentially upwards of $35 million in the case of LeBron, and the TV rights. They own the Madison Square Garden MSG channel. TV revenue would have been higher. Now, Eric, we know they do have a consolation prize, a guy by the name of Amari Stoudemire, but again, we're talking about a big salary, $20 million. That's the expense, and can they get the kind of revenue pop that will offset that big expense for next year?
John, the Knicks and MSG are both controlled by the Dolan family. Is it fair to say the Dolans are the losers here?
You know, I wouldn't feel sorry for the Dolans. We're going to tell you why. They have shares that don't trade publicly that allow them to have control of the company, which have a value as of yesterday's closing price of around $285 million. And we're not just talking about the Knicks in this business, the Rangers, other businesses, and the Garden itself. So that's the $285 million value of their shares. Some have suggested the stock could actually climb 25% over the next year. That would give them a value of $359 million, more than LeBron.
John, thank you. Like you say, LeBron may be going to Miami, but it's still good to be one of the Dolans.